These are some of the most common mistakes that small creators make all the time. So when you were probably starting YouTube, you probably had this maybe vision that, okay, by this time next year, I'm gonna have this. I'm gonna be as big as Mr. Beast, maybe. It's amazing to have goals. It's important to have goals. But as you're gonna see in this video, there's some other things that you need to make sure to really keep you down to earth, but also to focus on what is working and also reward yourself when you deserve to be rewarded. So let's get into it. So first things first, one of the biggest mistakes small creators or even new creators make all the time on YouTube is having inconsistent content. Inconsistency is not going to get you anywhere. It's not going to make you have big views. It's not going to get you to the top. You need to have a consistent upload schedule so that people can get to know who you are. That is like already a first impression to a lot of your viewers. When they look at your channel and they see, oh, this guy's posting like consistently, like maybe twice a week on this day and this day, or wow, I can expect a short from them every single day. That is something that they're going to think about when they decide to subscribe to you. You need to build the trust of your audience by showing them and delivering content all the time. If you are going to be a content creator, you need to deliver as a content creator. You need to push out as much content as possible. The next thing that people do is the lack of quality. Now, I'm not talking about making sure you have the bells and whistles in your editing. Heck, in my videos on my English channel, I don't even focus on that whatsoever, especially when it comes to my shorts. I do not focus on having bells and whistles because I know that I'm going to hinder myself from being able to publish more. But what quality can I still provide? I can still provide good information, great audio, and get my message across coherently. That is already going to be great quality for somebody who is going to be part of your audience. Not all audience people want to see like crazy editing. A lot of times, especially people who are searching a solution to their problem, they just want to know what the information is. What do they need to know to be successful? And that is when you can provide good quality content by giving them great quality information that's very valuable to them. Those are the only two things you need to worry about, especially at the beginning. And then later on, you can add maybe an editor to your team where you can hire them to do the bells and whistles for you. All right, the next mistake that a lot of smaller creators or new creators do is not packaging their video perfectly. So packaging meaning you have your title, you have your thumbnail, and then you have the video itself. Those three components need to be packaged well in a beautiful little delivery box to your audience. It's going to make them feel like, ooh, I really like the way they do this. I like their thumbnails. Some people only watch particular people who have their type of thumbnail that they like to click on. Like there's just so many little details that you want to consider as you package your video. Another main component is that title, making sure that that title is already done and created before you make the video. That's what's going to really package everything nicely. Even if it's like kind of a clickbaity title, they'll be like, oh, I want to know what that is. If it's 14 tips to better pizza, then in that video, they're gonna be expecting 14 tips for better pizza. So you know what I mean? You need to make sure that the packaging is tight and perfect, and so that when they go to click on your video, they know exactly what to expect. Another mistake that small creators make is not really focusing on the metadata. Focus on those keywords, those secondary keywords, making sure you have those keywords in your description box. These are all little details that are actually going to boost the algorithm and actually make the algorithm work for you. When the algorithm knows exactly what your video is about and what it's related to on other videos on the platform, it's going to start promoting your videos for you. Make sure you're giving it enough secondary keywords that are relevant to the video, making sure that you are following those really basic CEO tips, because a lot of people just overlook it. I know those big creators, they don't even have to worry about it anymore. They don't even have to enter as many things because they're already big. Their name is already known. But if you're still in the mix of being out there and trying to get your name out there, that metadata in your SEO and your description and your title is so essential for right now. So don't overlook it. Make sure you follow your checklist of all the things you need to do for your SEO very thoroughly. All right, next mistake a lot of creators make is not listening to your audience. So it's one thing to ignore comments that are really hateful or really rude, but it's another thing to see if you are getting a pattern of comments saying, can you talk about this? Or can you talk about that? Or I don't really like this type of video. Try to balance what it is that you understand your audience is looking for you, but also don't try to submerge yourself into only what the audience wants. Make sure you take into consideration what they're asking from you. So for example, I'll have people who are like, I hate your makeup. And it's like, okay, well that has nothing to do with the value of what I'm putting out in my videos, but also I like to do my makeup, so I'm not gonna listen to that comment. But if there's somebody who's like, hey, I'd really appreciate it if you went into depth on this subject. Oh, well, already that's a great freebie video idea for you. But also take into consideration, like, okay, can that actually work for me? Like, can I actually put that in? Because maybe there's gonna be a lot of other people who are looking for a video like that. Make sure that you're actually kind of following that feedback, and also like ask your audience. Like, there's the community tab for a reason on YouTube. You can go in there and make a poll or make a question and ask people, what can you provide to them that they're gonna love and respond to? And they will tell you. So make sure you take advantage of that. All right, this next one's kind of a big one. So if you're kind of a new creator, or if you are a small creator right now, impatience. Impatience can be your worst nightmare, especially when you're trying to get to the top quickly. Now, this is one thing that I can understand, especially like myself being a small creator. That is when you feel like you should be already at maybe 100,000 subscribers, but you're not. Don't be hard on yourself. If you're posting consistently, your analytics are always going to be a little bit higher every day. It's not going to be an overnight success. Mr. Beast was making videos for 10 years before he got really big. Like, there's just like a lot to consider. That impatience is only going to drive yourself crazy and maybe even lead to burnout, because you're just going to be not understanding why your videos aren't getting as big as you want them to be. Most times when we have people telling us at Subscribers to Sales that their videos are not progressing and they're really stressed out about it, when you actually look at their analytics, they're doing well. Like, if you get like 12 subscribers in one day, fantastic. It's very rare that you can get like thousands and thousands of subscribers overnight. Like, that doesn't happen for everybody. So if you're able to actually see like the mini wins, you're gonna have a different perspective. I remember when I had my first video that went up to like 100 views in like an hour. Like, that might not be a lot for some creators, but for me as a small creator, like, that's amazing that that many people wanted to watch my video in an hour. So it's all about your perspective and making sure that you're being honest with yourself, but also not being too hard on yourself. And it's okay to have those big goals, just don't destroy yourself in the process. Now, if you are a small creator and you're trying to figure out more ideas for your channel so that you never run out of ideas, I made an entire video about that so that you never run out of ideas with some simple tricks. So go ahead and check out that video right over here. If you are a small creator or you're just getting started with YouTube with the hopes of really expanding your business, this is the video for you, because in this video, I'm gonna go